What's the most bull excuse you've heard that turned out to be true? He said he could not attend today's class because he got hit by an SUV. Turned out to be true. Couldn't make it to work because someone set his car on fire. Sure enough, it was mentioned in the local paper a day or two later. One time my dog actually ate my homework and I brought in the chewed papers which were vaguely legible. When I was working at a regional hospital, we had a new hire call about 10 minutes before shift saying he couldn't work because he ate some wings for breakfast and was trying to crap really fast before work and blew out a nut. Quote, "Those are the exact words he gave me on the phone to relay to the boss." He lived about 3 blocks from the hospital, and sure enough we saw him in the ER just a short while later. He had testicular torsion. My dog ate the homework. He literally filmed the dog eat it, not on purpose, then showed the video to the whole class. Everybody was shocked. I can think of 3. I had a first date with this woman I liked who cancelled because she claimed her dog died. So we rescheduled, and she cancelled again because her mom died. I found out she lied about her dog, so I called her out about her mom. But he did pass away. I couldn't go work BC. There was police activity near my house and they weren't allowing the bus service. My work thought I was B-Sing until they saw the news. I was several hours late to work and got in trouble. I told the train I was on had some sort of emergency on board. Again thought I was B-Sing, same job, until I got proof from the train company, MTA. Suffice to say, they believed me for any BS lie I told after. My dad had to call and say he was going to be late on Take Your Kid to Work Day, because the guys building a house in the lot next to ours set all the extra supplies on fire at 5 a.m. And he called the fire department because it was a huge fire and the fire trucks were now blocking our driveway. He took a video. I worked on a family farm growing up with a few of my cousins in the south. We all had to wake up at the butt crack of dawn to milk the goats, spray the plants with chemicals, and feed the chickens and crap. Well anyway, one of my cousins doesn't show up for 3 days in a row. That might not seem like a lot of days, but it's only us on the farm so that work has to be done. He made some excuse about he got hurt from one of the chickens or something like that. He said it in a way that made me think he was mentally handicapped. It didn't make sense. Well, when I went to go check on him, he showed me. One of the chickens had pecked him on the butt with a dirty beak. Gave him an infection, right on the brown eye. He showed me, it's something us country folk are used to. It's nothing I haven't seen before, especially if you have grown accustomed to sharing an outhouse with your extended family. So he gets healed up and gets back to work pretty quickly. But I felt bad for thinking he was like Forrest Gump and all. He's a smart guy, and now he knows he needs suspenders on when he's feeding the chickens. Late start for the crew. They wouldn't leave lobby TV. 9/11. A revolution. Had scheduled a first date, online dating so hadn't met in person. For what it's worth, this is in a quiet city in middle America. She texted that she was going to be late, then kept pushing it back, while I waited in the restaurant, before ultimately canceling. This was a few years back, during the Arab Spring. She was an immigrant from Egypt. I had not learned that fact yet. Turns out this, our scheduled first date, was all happening the actual hour the government back in her home country fell. Cell phone networks were mostly shut down, and she was frantically trying to reach friends and family to find out if they were okay. Don't know if it counts, a friend's dad went to get milk and was arrested. Died in prison 31 years later, never came back. My nan died. Used the excuse so often that my school asked if I had 10 nans. Then they actually checked the newspaper for obituaries. And found her lol. Big apology. I had to write a letter to my kid's school about 12 years ago about how our car ate his homework. I took pictures and emailed them to the school. This is the same cat that ate my kid's research project of a mission building here in CA. It was built from cardboard and clay. We took pictures the night before and that night he destroyed it. So yay. A tiger and a bear attacked me, separately, while going to school. But teachers believed me when I presented them with tiger teeth and bear claws. Next time, I was attacked by crocodile while crossing the river. I brought a jaws as proof. I was stopped by herd of elephants when walking the forest. They picked up and bounced me around as football. I befriended a toddler elephant and brought him to school. From that day onward, no animal attacked me as I always traveled with my pet elephant. Another time, I shifted to city and my school bus was hit by a plane. Teacher believed me as it was in news. On job, I had to tell boss that I saw an UFO and was kidnapped by aliens. He did not believe till I sent grainy photos and grainy videos with blobs as proof. Not bring my math notebook with my homework. I kept it in a locker, to class because I thought it was history class. No, it wasn't the first week of school or anything, I was just really tired. I was out my house but couldn't get in BC. I forgot my keys in, so I texted my brother BC. He was supposed to be there, but when he answered he told me that he was in the park BC. His friend got hit by a car. I thought it wasn't true until my mother called me telling me to go to the park cause my brother's friend got hit by a car. He's alright now DW. Not the most enthralling story, but I once lived in the center of a T-shaped intersection in the US. It wasn't uncommon for people coming down the long road to not pay attention, miss the turn completely, and end up in our front yard. One day, someone hit a utility pole just right, and it snapped and fell down on our driveway, pulling down live wires, causing some transformer explosions, and kind of a domino effect on the other poles. The fire and police department were just down the road, they may have even just heard the commotion, so they were on the scene right away with fire trucks and police vehicles lining the roads in all directions. It was all within minutes of me having to leave for work, so I call my boss and tell her live wires and fire trucks were blocking my way out. She didn't believe me and gave me crap about it. Even snarkily told me just to drive over the lawn to get around them. If I was going to drive over 3 of my neighbors' yards to get around the emergency vehicles in full view of like the entire police force. I told her no and emailed her photos of the incident. She still said I was lying because I shouldn't have power to my house to email her if it were true. As if cell phones don't exist or something. I was going to try to make a half day whenever we got cleared to leave the house, but I was so put off by her hand waving that I just undressed and went back to bed. She was still super salty about it the next day. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe to see more content.